Hello everybody. Today we'll be reading Harry Potter. Who was here last lesson?
Not sure.
Ты был на прошлом уроке, Илья?
I don't remember actually. Because I could and I couldn't.
Окей. Ладно, как, значит, мы сегодня попытаемся побольше говорить по-английски, значит, потому что нас мало, мы будем больше что-нибудь читать. Ладно. Значит, глава называется The Death Day Party. October arrived, spreading a damp chill over the grounds and into the castle. Madame Pomfrey, the matron, was busy with by a sudden spate of colds among the staff and students. Her pooper potion worked instantly, though it left the drinker smoking at the ears for several hours afterwards. Ginny Weasley, who had been looking perky, was bullied into taking some by Percy. The steam pouring from under her vivid hair gave the impression that her whole head was on fire. Raindrops the size of bullets thundered on the castle windows for days on end. The lake rose, and the flower beds turned into muddy streams, and haggard pumpkins swelled to the sides of garden sheds. Oliver Wood's enthusiasm for regular training session, however, was not dampened, which is why Harry was to be found late one stormy Saturday afternoon, in a few days before Halloween, returning to Gryffindor Tower, drenched to the skin and splattered with mud. Even aside from the rain and wind, it hadn't been a practice session. Freddie and George, who had been spying on the Slytherin team, had seen for themselves the speed of those Nimbus 2001. They reported that the Slytherin team were no more than 7 greenish blurs shooting through the air like jump jets. As Harry squelched along the deserted corridor, he came across somebody who looked just as preoccupied as he was. Nearly headless Nick, the ghost of Gryffindor Tower, was staring morosely out of a window, muttering under his breath. Didn't fulfill their requirement. Half an inch. If the... Hello, Nick, said Harry. То есть сейчас у них сейчас очень плохая погода, то есть дождь идет. Кстати, кто знает, как это дождь по-английски?
What?
Повтори.
Can you repeat, please?
Как сказать дождь? Как сказать дождь по-английски? Да, молодец. То есть сошел...
Ой, я единственный.
Единственным. Будет урок вопрос для нас тогда. Значит, это означает, что шел, они пытались в выдачи играть. И явно было очень сложно. Hello, said nearly headless Nick, starting to look round. He wore a dashing plumed hat on his long curly hair and a tunic with ruff, which concealed the fact that his neck was almost completely severed. He was pale as smoke, and Harry could see right through him as the dark sky and torrent rain outside. You look troubled, young Potter, said Nick, folding a transparent letter as he spoke and tucking it inside his doublet. So do you, said Harry. Nearly headless Nick waved an elegant hand. A matter of no importance. It's not as though I really wanted to join. Thought I'd apply, but apparently I don't feel the requirements. In spite of his airy tone, there was a look of great bitterness in his face. You wouldn't think, would you? He erupted suddenly, pulling the letter back out of his pocket. The getting hit 45 times in the neck with the blunt axe qualify you to join the headless hunt. Oh, yeah, said Harry, who obviously supposed to agree. I mean, nobody wishes more than I. They had to all been quick and clean, and my head had gone properly. I mean, it could have saved me a great deal of pain and ridicule. However, nearly headless Nick shook his letter open and read furiously. We can only accept huntsmen whose heads have parted company with their bodies. You'll appreciate that it will be possible otherwise for members to participate in the hunt activities, such as horseback, head juggling, and head polo. It is with the greatest regret, therefore, that I may inform you that you do not fulfill our requirements. With the very best wishes, Sir Patrick Delaney Podmore. Fuming, nearly headless Nick stuffed the letter away. Half an inch of skin and sinew holding my neck on, Harry. Most people would think that's good enough and beheaded, but oh no, that's not enough for Sir properly decapitated Podmore. Nearly headless Nick took a severe deep breath and then said in a far calmer tone, "So, what's bothering you? Anything I can do?" "No," said Harry, "not unless you know where we can get 7 3 nibbles 2000 and ones for our match against it." The rest of Harry's sentence was drowned by a high-pitched meowing from someone near his ankles. He looked down and found himself gazing into a pair of lamp-like yellow eyes. It was Miss Norris, the skeleton grey cat, who was used by the caretaker Argus Filch as a sort of deputy in his endless battle against students. "You'd better get out of here, Harry," Nick said quickly. "Filch is in a good mood. He's got the flu, and some thaddeus accidentally plastered fox brain all over the ceiling in the dungeon 5. He's been cleaning all morning, and if he sees you dripping mud all over the place." В общем, Илья, ты можешь перевести, что произошло?
Я не расслышала немного.
Ладно. Значит, он встретил Nearly Headless Nick, и у него драма, у него голова не полностью сошла с плеч, поэтому он не может присоединиться там в какую-то охоту. И он очень притворяется, как будто все нормально, на самом деле он очень расстроился.
Кто?
Nearly Headless Nick.
Я
Как
не знаю.
перевести, знаешь?
А?
Ну, как перевести, знаешь?
Я даже не знаю такого человека в Гарри Поттере.
Почти безголовый Ник.
А, да, понял.
Да.
Ага.
Вот. Почти безголовый Ник очень расстроился. Вот. "Right," said Harry, backing away from the accusing stare of Miss Norris, not quickly enough. Drawn to the spot by the mysterious power that seemed to connect him with the foul cat, Argus Filch burst through the tapestry to Harry's right, wheezing and looking wildly out for the rule breaker. There was a thick tartan scarf bound around his head, and his nose was unusually purple. "Bill!" he shouted, his jaws a quiver, his eyes popping alarmingly as he pointed at the muddy puddle that had dripped from Harry's British robes. "Mess and muck everywhere! I've had enough of you, I tell you! Follow me, Potter!" So Harry waved a gloomy goodbye to Nearly Headless Nick and followed Filch down the black downstairs, doubling on the number of muddy footprints on the floor. Harry had never been inside Filch's office before. It was a place most students avoided. The room was dingy and windowless, and a single oil lamp dangled from the low ceiling. A faint smell of French fried fish lingered about the filing cabinets. Wooden filing cabinets stood around the walls. From their labels, Harry could see that they contained details of every pupil Filch had ever punished. Fred and George Weasley had an entire drawer to themselves. A highly polished collection of chains and manacles hung on the wall behind his desk. It was common knowledge that he was always begging Dumbledore to let students by their ankles from the ceiling. Filch grabbed a quill from the pot and the desk and began shuffling around looking for parchment. "Down," he muttered furiously. "Great sizzling dragon bogies, frog brains, rat intestines. I've never heard of it. Make an example. Here's the form. Yes." He retrieved a large roll of parchment from his desk drawer and started it out in the front of time, and stretched it out in front of him. His long black quill into the... Вот, значит, Filch отвел Гарри в офис, и сейчас он должен записать бумажки, что Гарри наделал, имя преступления. То есть преступление Гарри — это то, что он накапал этой грязи. Очень большое преступление, там прям ужас, да. Как вы думаете, что это хорошая идея, если кто-то случайно накапал там грязи, и его сразу как будто он какое-то преступление совершил?
Не знаю. нужно его обругать, но не как преступника взять. Нужно сказать, что если ты это еще раз сделаешь, то тебя очень строго накажут. Но не как преступника. Если он, например, делает это уже 5-й раз, и понятно, что он это делает намеренно, то можно преступника. Но это не самая лучшая идея преступника,
Да,
как он просто накапал.
да.
А я подумал, что Хедли Сник его вел.
Ну, может быть.
И можешь читать немного поменьше акцента, мне сложнее понимать тебя.
Поменьше акцентом?
Да, потому что мне очень сложно понимать тебя. Ну, попробуй как можно лучше на английском разговаривать. Я так лучше понимаю людей.
На английском.
Что?
То есть лучше на английском.
Ну, поменьше с акцентом на русский и так далее. Просто попробуй, будто ты пробуешь говорить с уважаемым англичанином. Мне так и легче
Я
понимать.
говорю моим обычным английским акцентом.
Ладно. Просто сложно тебя понимать немного.
Наверное, то, что ты говоришь немножечко американским акцентом. Это не английский, это американский, поэтому я говорю без американского акцента.
Да.
Ты понимаешь, что я имею в виду?
Я с волной даже говорю.
Ну да, потому что, да. Многие, которые учат английский как второй язык, говорят немножечко с более американским акцентом, чем на самом деле английский. It's only a bit of mud, said Harry. It's only a bit of mud to you, boy, but to me it's extra hours scrubbing, shouted Filch, and Jip was shivering unpleasantly at the end of his bulbous nose. Crime! Befolding the castle, suggested sentence. Dabbing at his streamy nose, Filch squinted unpleasantly at Harry, who waited with bated breath for his sentence to fall. As Filch lowered his quill, there was a great bang on the ceiling of the office, which made the oil lamp rattle. Thieves! Filch roared, flinging down the quill in a transport of rage. I'll have you this time. I'll have you. And without a backward glance at Harry, Filch ran flat out of the of the office, Mr. Norris shrieking alongside him. То есть Гарри спасло от наказания то, что Пиз начал шуметь наверху. И Филч выбежал из класса. Как вы думаете, какое наказание дал бы Филч, который ненавидит всех учеников Гарри? Он не мог прям что-то ужасное, но как вы думаете?
Можешь повторить, пожалуйста?
Какое наказание мог Филч дать Гарри? Потому что он ушел из Пибс, но если бы но если бы этого не произошло.
Какое бы наказание он сделал, да?
Да.
Не ушел из Пинс. Это что такое?
Что? Sorry? Пибс.
Что это такое?
Ну, это тот, который который в школе все там плохое, в общем, делает. есть-
Понял.
Да.
Какое он бы наказание сделал? Ну, например, вывел его из школы, и он бы остался в последние месяцы после школы делать дополнительные уроки. Ну,
Да.
На самом деле мне немного полегче говорить на английском, хотя я из России. Это странно.
Да.
Окей.
Ну ладно, интересно. Ладно. Thinking you should probably wait for Fitch to come back. Harry sank into a moth-eaten chair next to the desk. There was only one thing in it apart from its half-completed form, a large glossy purple envelope with silver letters on the front. With a quick glance at the door to check that Filch wasn't on his way back, Harry picked up the envelope and read. Quick spell, a correspondence course in beginner's magic. Intrigued, Harry flicked the envelope open and pulled out the sheath of parchment inside, more curly silver writing on the front page. feel how to step in the world of modern magic? Find yourself making excuses not to perform simple spells? Ever been taunted for your woeful handiwork? Here is the answer. Quick Spell is an all-new, fail-safe, quick results, easy-to-learn course. Hundreds of witches and wizards have benefited from Quick Spell methods. Madam Z, Needle's options right. I have no memory for incantations, and my potions were a family joke. Now, after Quick Spell course, I am the centre of attention at parties, and friends beg for the recipe of my scintillation solution. Warlock DG, Prod of Disbury, says, my wife used to sneer at my feeble charms, but 1 month in your fabulous Quick Spell course, I succeeded into turning her into yak. Thank you, Quick Spell. То есть они то есть он увидел на столе Филча странное письмо, которое говорило о том, каком-то курсе, в общем, который должен тебя научить волшебству. И там были всякие рецензии. И там на одной рецензии говорилось, вот изначально моя жена смеялась над моим колдовством, но теперь я ее превратил, но после месяца в Quickspell я ее превратил там какую-то крысу, и теперь все хорошо. То есть, да. Fascinated, Harry thumbed through the rest of the envelope context. Why on earth did Filch want Quickspell course? Did this mean he wasn't a proper wizard? Harry was just reading Lesson 1, Holding Your Wand. Some useful tip. When shuffling footsteps outside, told him Filch was coming back. Stuffing the parchment back into the envelope, Harry threw it back on the desk just as the door opened. Filch was looking triumphant. That banishing cabinet was extremely valuable, he was saying gleefully to Miss Norris. We'll have peas out this time, my sweet. His eyes fell on Harry and then darted to the Quickspell envelope, which, Harry realized too late, was lying 2 feet away from where it had started. Filch's pasty face went bright red. Harry braced himself for a tidal wave of fury. Filch hobbled across his desk, snatched up the envelope, and threw it into a drawer. Have you read? He sputtered. Harry learned quickly. Filch's stubbly hands were twisting together. If you thought you read my private, no, it's not mine, or a friend. Be that as it may, however, Harry staring at him, alarmed. Filch had never looked madder. His eyes were popping. A tick was going in one pouchy cheek, and the tartan scarf didn't help. Very well, go, and don't read a word. Not that, however. If you didn't read, go now. I have right up Peeves' report. Go! Amazed at his luck, Harry sped out of the office, up the corridor and back upstairs. To escape from Filch's office without punishment was probably some kind of cool record. Harry, did it work? Nearly Headless Dip came gliding out of the classroom. Behind him, Harry could see the wreckage of a large black and gold cabinet which appeared to have been dropped from the great height. Persuaded to Peeves to crush it right over Filch's office, thought it might distract him. That was you! Harry gratefully. Yeah, it worked. I didn't even get detention. Thanks, Nick. They set off up the corridor together. Nearly Headless Nick noticed was still holding Sir Patrick's redemption letter. То есть, это, оказывается, Ник. Илья, ты хотел что сказать?
Я хотел перевести.
Ну ладно, давай.
Я хотел сказать коротко, что там произошло. Там он зашел в офис, и там увидел письмо, в котором говорилось, что там, про крысу превратился и так далее. Это уже прочитали. Когда он вышел, его встретили его друзья Гермиона, как я понимаю, и Headless Nick. Безглавый Ник. Почти безглавый Ник. И они спросили, что случилось. Разве это сработало, их план? Разве их план сработал или что-то такого? Да? Правильно? Я понял. Okay.
Ну ладно, да. Значит, давайте продолжим сейчас, на самом деле, еще немножечко почитаем. They set off down the corridor together. Nearly Headless Nick, Harry noticed, was still holding Sir Patrick's rejection letter. I wish there was something I could do for you about the headless hunts, Harry said. Nearly Headless Nick stopped in his tracks, and Harry walked right through him. He wished he hadn't. It was like stepping through a icy shower. But there is something you could do for me, said Nick excitedly. Harry, would it be asking too much? But no, you wouldn't. What is it? Well, this Halloween will be my 500th death day, said Nearly Headless Nick, drawing himself up, looking dignified. Oh, said Harry, not sure whether he should look sorry or happy about this. Right. I'm holding a party in one of the roomier dungeons. Friends will be coming from all over the country. It would be such an honour if you could attend. Miss Weedley and Miss Granger would be most welcome too, of course. But I dare say you'd rather go to the school feast. He watched Harry intend, but no, said Harry, quickly, I'll come, my dear boy, Harry Potter, at my death day party, and, he hesitating excitedly, do you think you could possibly mention to, Sir Patrick how very frightening and impressive you find me? Oh, of course, said Harry, nearly headless Nick beamed at him. So они решили, неarly headless Nick попросил Гарри сделать, притвориться, как будто он очень страшный, чтобы капитан вот этот, его, подумал, что он страшный явно, и взял его в эту охоту. Не понимаю, какая охота, но ладно. То есть он сейчас пойдет на праздник чудовищ. Ладно. Death party, said Hermione keenly, when Harry had changed at last and joined her and Ron in the common room. I bet there aren't many living people who can say they've been to one of those. It'll be fascinating. I would anyway want to celebrate the day they died, said Harry, who was halfway through his potion stomach and grumpy. Sounds dead depressing to me. Rain was still lashing at the window, which is now inky black, but inside all looked bright and cheerful. The firelight glowed over the countless gauzy armchairs where people were sat reading and talking, doing homework, or, in the case of Fred and George Weasley, trying to find out what would happen if you fed a filibuster firework to a salamander. Fred had rescued this brilliant orange fire-dwelling lizard from a care of magical creatures class, and it was now smouldering gently on the table, surrounded by a knot of curious people. Harry was on the point of telling Ron and Hermione about Filch and the Quickspell course, when the salamander suddenly whizzed into the air, emitted a loud spark and bangs, and whirled wildly around the room. The sight of Percy bellowing himself hoarse at Fred and George, the spectacle display of tigerine stars showering from the salamander's mouth, and its escape into the fire, which accompanying explosion drove both Filch and Quickspell envelopes from Harry's mind. By the time Halloween arrived, Harry was regretting his rash promise to go to the Death Day party. The rest of the school were happily anticipating their Halloween feast. The Great Hall had been decorated with usual live bats. Hagrid's vast pumpkins had been carved into lanterns large enough for 3 men to sit in there, with rumours that Dumbledore had booked a troupe of dancing skeletons for their entertainment. A promise is a promise, Hermione reminded Harry bossily. You said you'd go to the death party. So, at 7 o'clock, Harry, Ron, and Hermione walked straight past the doorway to the packed Great Hall, which was glittering invitingly with gold plates and candles. The passageway leading to Nearly Headless Nick's party had been lined with candles too, though the effect was far from cheerful. These are long, thin, jet black tapers, all burning bright blue, casting a dim, ghostly light even over their own living faces. The temperature dropped with every step they took. As Harry shivered and drew his robes tightly around him, he heard what sounded like 1,000 fingernails scraping an enormous blackboard. Is that supposed to be music? Ron whispered. They turned the corner and saw Nearly Headless Nick stand in the doorway, hung with black veils draped. My dear friends, he said mournfully, welcome, welcome, welcome. So pleased you could come. Swept off his plumed hat and bowed them inside. It was an incredible sight. The dungeon was full of hundreds of pearly white translucent people, most drifting around a crowded dance floor, waltzing to the dreadful quivering sound of 30 musical saws played by an orchestra of black tree platform. То есть у них такая музыка, где либо такое чувство, как будто, знаете, когда ушибает от того, что на доску как будто ногтями проводит по доске. Ну вот, а сейчас как будто 100 таких, вот, очень неприятный шум, вот такая у них музыка. Вот, все остальные, они знают, что? Они знают, что все, и они знают, что все на приятном празднике хэллоуинском, они тут, скажем, не в лучшем месте, как,
It's horror of that music. I hate that music.
да.
I even hate when on my sister's sofa somebody scratches with the nails. I feel very crazy. And if 100 like that, I'll just run out. It's very annoying because the feeling is not the music.
Мгм.
It's crazy.
Ладно, да.
Ужас.
Ну ладно, тогда, еще там очень холодно, как будто в холодильнике. Вот, мне кажется, не лучший праздник для них.
Crazy.
Ладно. Is that supposed to, shall we look around? Harry suggested, wanting to warm up his feet. Careful not to walk through anyone, said Ron nervously as they set off around the edge of the dance floor. They passed a group of gloomy nuns, a ragged man wearing chains, and the fat friar, the cheerful half-elf ghost, who was talking to a knight with an arrow sticking out of his forehead. Harry wasn't surprised to see that the bloody baron, a gaunt, staring, slithering ghost, was covered in silver bloodstains, being given a wide berth by the other ghosts. Oh no, said Hermione, stopping abruptly. Turn back, I don't want to talk to Moaning Myrtle. Who? Said Harry, as they backtracked quickly. She haunts the girls' toilet on the first floor. She haunts a toilet? Yes, it's been out of order all year, because she keeps having tantrums of flooding the place. I never went in there anyway, if you can avoid it. It's awful trying to get the loo with her wailing at you. Look, food. At the side of the dungeon, there was a long table, also covered in black velvet. They approached it eagerly, but the next moment had stopped in their tracks, horrified. The smell was quite disgusting. Large rotten fish were laid on handsome silver platters. Cakes, burnt charcoal black, were heaped on salvers. There was great maggoty haggis, a slab of cheese covered in furry grain mould, and, in pride of a place, an enormous grey cake in the shape of a tombstone, with tar like icing formed the words, Sir Nicholas Mimsy Porpington died 31st October 1492. То есть, да. Прекрасная еда. То есть тортка по форме, еще рыба, которые сгнили, сыр. Не очень приятно, то есть, какая у вас была реакция, если бы на такой праздник попали?
I would not feel very good.
Мгм.
Spoiled cheese, spoiled fish, I'll throw the spoiled fish to cats, and the cake, that somebody died, or what was that? Somebody died at 1492.
Мгм.
Was it a cake?
Ну, старик?
What was that? Where 1980 died in 1492.
Да. Мгм.
Okay.
Ладно, да.
It would be crazy. I would think all the food of the day spoiled.
Ладно.
Okay.
Мгм. Ладно. Ладно. Ладно, да. Давайте теперь быстренько обсудим домашнее задание, а потом уже все пойдут отдохнуть. Давайте домашнее задание придумайте, можете придумать такой дизайн холла или какое-то меню у привидений, как они будут есть. У кого-нибудь еще есть идея?
No.
Нет? Ладно. Тогда давайте на сегодня все. Отдыхайте, идите.
Bye.
Пока.
Thank you for the lesson. Bye.
Bye.